So obviously, Lawrence and Connor, that's Travis Kelce. And I think it's popular. It's almost cliche now to say, well, I'm picking the Chiefs because I can't bet against Patrick Mahomes. That's what everybody says. I'm not going to. I've picked against Patrick Mahomes too many times. I'm not going to do that. Shouldn't we start adding Travis Kelce's name to that list? Lawrence, I'll start with you. Don't just say, I'm not going to pick against Patrick Mahomes. I'm not going to pick against Patrick Mahomes with Travis Kelce because no matter what we say about him, you know he's a part of the game plan. He finds a way to get open. You know what they want to do. They do it anyway. We hate on his blocking ability, but somehow it still works out the way it's supposed to work. I'm not going to bet against Mahomes or Kelce.
You definitely can't bet against Travis Kelce, especially after what he did in the AFC Championship game. Right. It's like he waited for this big moment to, and it wasn't just the statistics. It was how he made some of those catches. Like that was the, I guess, quote unquote, vintage Travis Kelce. But I think this thing, Holley, I think they don't mention Travis Kelce because I feel like people already feel like it's built into the Patrick Mahomes thing. I think they know those 2 and 2 go together, and because it's a quarterback-driven league, he doesn't get mentioned. But you're right though; these two are part of it. These two are the two heads of this dynasty, so it should be that way. It's just not because he's not the quarterback.
I think we're so accustomed to him having those big game moments that we're spoiled by it right now.
Indeed.
Where we don't even he's a great tight end, arguably the greatest tight end of all time. He's productive every year. It's real NFL production. It's fantasy production. But the big game moments, this wasn't Kelce's best year.
Right.
It's one of the more down years we've seen from him in a while. Like you said, Lawrence, the AFC Championship game with it all on the line, you need him. And then it's also what he can do when the ball doesn't go his way. His presence in the middle of the field puts so much pressure on the linebackers and safeties. You could turn around and hand the ball to Pacheco 22 times a game, and it can be productive. So it completely changes what the Chiefs can do.
And it's Travis Kelce on the field, and just that little moment there when he was booed, can't you see the transformation? It was like, hey, I'm here to be cool, and I'm here to talk, and all of a sudden the boo's coming. He's like,
game time.
He got fired up real quick.
What?
Yeah.
And I think this is a dimension of the Chiefs that they're starting to lean into and appreciate.
Yeah.
Because this is what happens to successful teams. It's funny to me. Before this playoff run started, when Patrick Mahomes is playing his first game on the road, it's not because he sucks. It's not because he's afraid to play on the road. His team has been so good, they've earned home field advantage. So what's going to happen on the road? Same stuff that happens at home.
Yeah.
It's the same stuff. He's just good.
You're going to play the game.
Right.
So they're underdogs. They're underdogs in Buffalo, I believe they were.
Yes.
Underdogs in Baltimore.
A bigger underdog.
Underdogs for the Super Bowl, and I think they love it.
Yeah.
I think they love it.
And people will say, like, oh, they won these Super Bowls. Why are they trying to act like an underdog? Well, that's because the books are. Like, they're literally making them the underdog. So don't get mad at them because they're using this as their little motivation. Like you said, when Travis Kelce heard them boos, it was like something snapped. He's like, oh, hell yeah, it's game time now.
And they weren't the 1 seed. Right? So it's almost like they felt they had so much criticism this year because they didn't just run through the AFC like we feel like they always do, that they could buy into that. They're a weird team where they're either the villain because everybody's sick of them, or they're the team that, they're not the same old Chiefs anymore. It didn't look right. They don't have receivers, or Kelce doesn't look like himself, or is Andy Reid overthinking situations? And then where do we end up, fellas? We're at Super Bowl week talking about the Chiefs again.
In their down year at that.
The year you could get them.
This is their down year, the year you could get them, and here we are talking about Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce winning another title possibly.
Yeah, and, he's got an emotional element to him, an emotional side that is very natural for him. He likes that. He plays the troll very well. He likes to poke.
Yeah, for sure.
He likes to poke people. But I love these locker room videos that all the teams put out, after a big win. I just enjoy them because you can just see a little snippet of what goes on behind the scenes. So when they beat Buffalo and they're excited and they're breaking it down, and Patrick Mahomes has the mic, so to speak, you could see and hear Kelce off to the side and saying, for the next game, and let's take it up a notch.
Yeah.
They just beaten Buffalo.
Yeah.
Big game. Oh, we got to take it up a notch because this is not enough. And so I think he's got a good feel. He's instinctive when it comes to giving his team what it needs on the field and in the locker room.
Look at him in the AFC Championship game, getting the Ravens to, get these penalties. He's getting them to have penalties. Like, that's part of the game. Him picking up Justin Tucker helmet, throwing that thing to the side like that. He catches the first touchdown pass. He looking at Kyle Hamilton like, yeah, young boy, you got this all-pro, but I've been an all-pro. Like it's about that part of it, too. So he's doing it like he getting in their heads. Then he getting on the field and dropping points on their heads. So he got the total package and he ready.
He stirs the pot. And it was awesome seeing him side by side with George Kittle because they're arguably two of the most emotional players in the NFL, especially at the tight end position. They're honestly both WWE characters. When you listen to them speak, how they play on the football field, and I think that's why we all gravitate towards them.
And so the pressure, how about this? And it's pressure in quotes. Let's say you have a girlfriend who's very attractive. That's one. But your girlfriend's very attractive. She's world famous. She just won Album of the Year at the Grammys. Everybody is paying attention to her, and now you're in the Super Bowl. She's going to come check you out in the Super Bowl. Coming from the plan, you want to talk about commitment. This is commitment. I know the hard launch happened in South America when she put him in she made him a part of a lyric and gave him a kiss. That's the hard launch. That's what the kids tell me.
Right, you got it. All right.
But this is a double down on the hard launch. You're going from Tokyo to Vegas?
That's some real love right there.
Okay. So if you're going to do all that, the pressure is on to deliver. As he said last night, I got to come up with some hardware because she brought home some. Do you think that's a part of do you think he even thinks of that? Or is that just like, I'm not worried about it. I got, Taylor Swift, no big deal. I'm not worried about, I've won a trophy already. I don't feel any pressure to win this year.
Well, I think he's a guy that gets better in the spotlight. And this year, Kelce's always been in the spotlight because he's a superstar. But now when you're dating a global icon, you're in a spotlight that you didn't even know existed, a whole portion of the world that doesn't even like football.
Right.
And now they are well aware of who you are, and they're watching football for you. And I think the low-hanging fruit thing for people is to root against them, which is, I don't understand it really. But I think he's a guy that gets better in those situations where the more bright lights on them, it just feels like it's better for Travis Kelce, and he shines under that.
Yeah, he going to play his game regardless.
No distraction.
But it's like, if they win the game, it's like that's just going to heighten it. We're going to take this thing into the offseason now. We talking about this the whole offseason. So I wouldn't say it's pressure for him because he a vet in the game. But it's like, all this could mean nothing if we don't deliver the final blow to the 49ers.
The pressure's on Brock Purdy, not Travis Kelce. That's the guy that gets the most criticism if things don't go well.
Brock Purdy to deliver.
Right.
Yeah. At the most important time and to kind of declare, okay, this is who I am.
Right. The hounds are waiting.
The hounds are waiting.
But endorsements are waiting.
Yes.
Right.
Well, like this is big for him.
A contract. Yeah. He was a seventh-round pick. He was a seventh-round pick.
And look, you know how many times we done had to hear or see on social media his salary. Like, the whole world knows he made $870K. Yes. Like, they always compare to. Likewise.
Holla at your boy.
Like,
bad money.
You don't want it, Brock. Bring it on. We'd all take it.
Let's split that.
Let's do it.
Every quarterback he played against, they put his of course that's what he makes. He's a seventh-round pick.
And Mr. Relevant.
In this quarterback, whether he playing Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, like these dudes just got their contract, but like this is big for him. Like he could shape the whole narrative of his career. Those people, the hounds that are waiting, they're gonna have to grit their teeth and just admit something. If the 49ers, no matter how they do it, whether it's one touchdown, 2 picks, like they win the game, like the endorsements, those people have something to say.
And you get respect. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that you get respect as an elite quarterback. But if you win the Super Bowl, you get respect. Okay, so for example, we've all heard about this story over and over this year. Joe Flacco off the couch, 38 years old, but we still say Joe Flacco, Super Bowl champ. And nobody says he's a great quarterback. Nobody says
always
he's
will.
a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
But Joe Flacco, even Nick Foles, pretty much a backup for most of his career. Won it in 2017. You can't just say, I'm going to dismiss Nick Foles. There's some respect.
That's why he was still getting jobs.
That's right. There's some respect that comes with winning the Super Bowl.
Could you imagine if Jimmy G made that throw versus the Chiefs in the Super Bowl?
Right,
You know what that? Hell,
right.
he got starting jobs after that. Could you imagine if they'd have won the game? It would be just like you said. Hey, Jimmy G led him to a Super Bowl championship, but now it's just he led him to the Super Bowl. So Brock Purdy, you could complete this.
And on the inverse, look at a guy like Matthew Stafford, how long it eluded him, and everybody was afraid to call him a great quarterback because the lines were a losing franchise. Now he wins one. We look at Stafford and go, he's one of the greats in the last decade. It just nobody can come at you after that.
It's not just numbers. And so he'll get respect if they win. You get respect for winning the Super Bowl. So I mentioned Flacco. I think the Flacco, the year they won, they beat San Francisco and Colin Kaepernick. The year Nick Foles won, they beat the Patriots.
And that's big.
Okay. Now imagine you beat Kansas City and you beat Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce and Andy Reid and Taylor Swift.
You want to talk
And
about
the
that?
Swifties.
Whoever the next person is after Taylor Swift, that she whoever they're gonna be checking out Brock Purdy if they get this W. I'll tell you that.
That's right. Somebody said.
I don't know if he got old. I don't know if he got a girl.
Icon?
If he got a girl, then delete this. But if he don't, they gonna be in them
Scrub it from
DMs.
the internet.
If he got a girl, and having a girl, like, so how do we define that? Is there a ring on it?
If it's somebody he talk about in the open, you know what I'm saying? You know, like we know Christian McCaffrey, he got an old lady, you know what I'm saying? So something like that.
So we'll know how serious it is if he does that old school when you call into a radio station and you dedicate a song. This is to a special someone. She knows who she is. Okay, you hedging your bets now. You got a few of them lined up. You won't even say a name. You won't say a name.
Now, Brock Purdy, if that's what you do, then
Just
hey,
in case.
you a young man,
leave all
more
doors
power
open.
to you, player. If that's what you do your thing,
That's
man.
all at stake. If they can win the game, but we will see. Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget, you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.